Welcome to Instruction Discussion, our weekly look at the latest topics and trends in education affecting schools here on Long Island and schools around the world. Whether you're a teacher, parent, or student, listen for tips and strategies to help you navigate the educational landscape. There's a bell. It's time to start today's Instruction Discussion on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Hello, I'm Kevin Boston Hill, and welcome to Instruction Discussion, where each week we will examine a recent trend or development in education and its impact on Long Island. We all know how difficult it has been for many students to adapt to remote learning. Yet, through it all, they have been able to maintain their high standards of performance in the classroom, no matter where that classroom may be. High school students have the unique situation of not only dealing with rigor and challenges of high school, but preparing for the next phase of their lives, college. They and their families are not just worried about having the credentials to get into college, but also how to deal with the tuition costs. One potential solution to both concerns, albeit a partial one in terms of mitigating the tuition expense, is taking the advanced placement or AP exams. To help shed some light on how AP exams and preparation for them will help students and their families, we welcome Dr. Lauri Benton, Senior Director for Counselor Community Engagement at the College Board. Dr. Benton, welcome to Instruction Discussion on 90.3 WHPC.
Good morning. I am so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Before we delve into today's class, let's find out a little bit more about you, because I understand that you were a school counselor yourself at one point. So how did you get involved in that career, and what led you to the College Board and your current position?
Well, great. And for just general information, once a school counselor, always a school counselor. So yes, I am a school counselor by training. I was a school counselor in the Atlanta area for about 25 years before coming to the College Board. But in all of my work, it has been centered on supporting students to make sure that they had great options, great opportunities to create the future of their choosing. And so one of the things that I wanted to make sure of is that I always was a part of the contributing factor to helping students and families understand the process, support them along the way, and make sure that they had all of the questions answered to make the best decisions for their students' future. And I also understood the importance of making sure that the adults that surrounded students had what they needed in order to help students meet and reach their goals. And that included colleagues. So I always was a person to create training opportunities, ensure that we were, had professional development, and that helped us sharpen our saw or keep that saw sharpened. And so College Board allowed me to do that. Great resources, not only for students, but for professionals as well. And so saw the opportunity as a good mix of my interests, passions, and desires to contribute to student success. So it was a great match and has been for the last 10 years.
And my apologies for the introduction, because I totally understand what once a counselor, always a school counselor, because I'm an educator myself. So it's like once a teacher, always a teacher. So I definitely can appreciate.
Yes, absolutely.
And I mentioned in the open that the AP exams provide the opportunity for students and families to mitigate some of the college tuition expense. So please explain how this would actually be possible. Will students actually be able to gain college credit by taking the AP exams?
Right. AP, for those who are familiar, and just as a reminder or an update for those who aren't, is that advanced placement provides an opportunity for students to take college-level coursework while they're still in high school, taught by high school instructors. Students participate in rigorous coursework, experiences, understanding about difficult concepts throughout the academic year. And as a culminating activity, students have the opportunity to take the related AP exam. Students have, on the AP exam, it is evaluated on a 1 through 5 scale. evaluated using insights from college faculty, from high school counselors, from high school personnel, rather, so that this is an experience that mimics what is happening on the college campus and evaluate students using that information to make sure that it is aligned with the expectations of how students should and would be able to perform on the college level. That AP exam happens at the end or in the spring of the student's academic year. This year, the administration happens between early May and mid-June. Students who score 3 or higher on that exam have an opportunity to earn credit or placement in college. And that's how students can earn a few more months, shave a few more months off of college, and or shave some money off of that tuition bill, which most families love to hear about. And the way that happens is that if a student earns a 3 or higher, each college has a credit and placement policy. So I recommend either coming to our website or going to the individual college to understand what their credit and placement policy is. And they will determine whether that student will be able to have a earn credit for the first year college level course. And so it's a win-win for students. And we know that the AP course prepares students for success in college and beyond by helping them to develop those skills they're going to need throughout college. And of course, saving time and money in college is really a good plan and a good strategy, particularly in these times where things are changing by the moment.
Yeah, no, I know when I was in high school many moons ago, I had the opportunity to take a few AP classes and advanced placement exams, and that definitely helped me save a few dollars going into college as well. So I'm sure our families will definitely be clamoring to get into those courses if they have the opportunity to do so and take those classes. So since we're talking about that, how many AP exams can a student take in a given cycle, or is there a limit?
It depends. Many schools, high schools, offer lots of AP courses. However, there's only so many courses that a student can fit into their schedule every year. Some students, depending on the type of high school schedule a student is on, and depending on that particular high school's policy about course taking, they would need to check theirs first. But some students have taken, depending on 7 courses. Some students take 4 courses. Some students take 1 course because that's what they're interested in. It really is about not the number of courses that students take. It's really making sure that students make a good decision about, is this course interesting to me? Is this something that I really want to learn more about? Is this course giving me an opportunity to learn some skills or be exposed to skills and information that I know will be helpful for me for college? We want to be able to ensure that students create a balance. We don't want students to say, oh, I need to take 1 million AP courses because there's 1 million AP courses out there because I think this will look good for my college application. We don't want students to do that. We want them to be thoughtful. We want this to be a meaningful experience and to make sure that students are able to also balance with the other things that are happening in high school, like their extracurriculars, like having a social life, like making sure that they are taking care of themselves and not overextending themselves in too many things, being involved in too many things that are not necessarily in good keeping for their overall well-being.
And how will the advanced placement exams be administered this year? Will they be in person or remote?
We're going to do what's happening right now. It's going to be both. So this year, each school will make those decisions about which AP exam administration options it can provide to its students. And as I mentioned, the test dates are going to begin early May through mid-June. Most schools still plan to administer AP exams the traditional way in school by paper and pencil. However, we know that for those schools that are unable to provide the in-school option, full-length digital AP exams will be available in most subjects this year. And schools can mix the at-home and in-person exams and also mix testing dates as needed. And whether if the exam is going to be paper or pencil, all AP exams will be full-length and will measure the full scope of a first-year college level course.
And since there will be the multiple testing options or dates that are available and the different options, will students actually be able to sign up to take the exam more than once?
They will not be able to sign up to take the exam more than once. Their first sitting, they'll be scheduled based on what the school's recommendation is. However, if they are unable to take the exam because there's some unforeseen circumstances, they will be able to schedule a makeup exam through their teachers or through their school coordinator, and that is an opportunity for them as well.
So unlike the SAT, where they can take it multiple times, they will not be able to take the AP exam multiple times. So they can't take it once and figure, I don't think I did too well, so let me try it again and get a higher score.
No, it's not that you're absolutely correct in that description, that they take the AP exam once. It's offered once in the spring of the academic year, and then it'll be offered at the end of the next academic year. So we want students to be as best prepared as they can, using the resources, making sure that they have been engaged in the instructional experiences that their teachers have provided. And we have particularly two great resources for students. One is AP Daily Videos. The other is our AP Daily Live Review Sessions. And the live review sessions are actually on the AP YouTube channel and happen right now. They started on the 19th and they'll go until April 29th. And this is an opportunity for students to review the course content and the skills before the exam. And they're presented by practicing AP teachers. So you are hearing that the students are going to be hearing great information, up-to-date, timely information to help them be best prepared for the exam. And then all students can also participate in the AP Daily videos that are available at any time and on any device through the AP Classroom that is on our College Board's website. And we encourage students to really talk with their teachers. And I know teachers have been talking with students the entire academic year, making sure that they have the information that they need as far as content is concerned. But we also want them to talk with their teachers about the best ways to practice before their exam takes place.
You are listening to Instruction Discussion on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Kevin Boston Hill, and our guest today is Dr. Lauri Benton, the Senior Director for Counselor Community Engagement at the College Board. Now, I think I know the answer to this particular question, but has the advanced placement curriculum or the rigor changed any due to the way that schools have had to adapt their instructional delivery?
No, the rigor has not changed. We've adjusted. And so we know back in March 2020, colleges as well as high schools closed suddenly, and most were unprepared to complete their coursework through remote learning. And so accordingly, back in May, the May 2020 exams covered a scope similar to the amount of content colleges covered before ending their semester early. However, this year, since most colleges are covering the full content in their courses, they really expect the same of AP courses. The 2021 AP exams must cover the full course content so that students are accurately placed into higher level courses where they will succeed when they arrive to college. And to students, the colleges that they enter and society in general, AP exam scores have to continue to accurately indicate whether millions of those students have completed the college course material and be exempted from learning it in college. So we are adjusting but aligned to making sure that the students and the course material is covered in the using the expectations that the colleges have for accepting AP scores for credit and placement.
You mentioned about the shift that everybody had to take for last year and the May administration of the exams. So how did the administration go last year, and were there any takeaways that would have helped you all to prepare for this year?
Absolutely. There were many takeaways, and you'll see those reflected in the flexibility that we've developed for this year. So in addition to offering the digital exams, last year, if you remember, all exams were digital because they had to be. Most students were not in school. This year, there are schools who are hybrid, schools who are dealing with additional closures based on exposure. So the flexibility this year is reflected in having both an in-school option and a digital option at home, where schools determine what is going to be the best mode for their community, their school population. We also wanted to make sure that the exams continue to reflect what colleges are looking for and expecting of those AP students and AP exam takers. Additionally, with the learnings from last year, helped us put in place additional supports for students with the digital exams, so that we're making sure that the digital exams actually are aligned to the in-person or in-school exams, so that they are not shorter. They are not, they will reflect and give students the experiences that we know they need to have. The digital exams are going to be the same length as the traditional paper and pencil exams, and they're going to include multiple choice and free response questions. And as always, the AP Computer Science Principles remains a multiple choice only exam, while our AP Seminar exam remains a free response only exam. So we have adjusted and made sure that the AP 2021 experience reflects the needs of schools and students, and also it emphasizes the expectations of what our colleges are asking for.
Now, out of curiosity, I know you mentioned about using the digital exams and creating digital exams. So how will that actually be administered, and how will it be proctored? Great
question. The digital exam is going to be in a certain window. And what students have to do, the students who are identified or have been scheduled to take a digital exam can actually start getting ready for that digital exam right now. And the way they do that is by downloading and installing the new digital testing app and begin practicing with the sample questions right in the app. So they can do that right now. And that's what we really want them to do, because we want students to be familiar and be comfortable before test day with the digital format. First and foremost, we want students to get the device that they're planning to use to test, download and install the app, practice absolutely, and set up for the exam at least 1 to 3 days before each of their tests, depending on how many tests they are planning to take. And then on test day, students should actually check into the app at least 30 minutes before the digital exam begins, just getting themselves ready to go. We don't want them to wait till the last 5 minutes and be out of order like I am when I'm, a little bit either on time. As my parents used to say, on time is late. So we want them to be early and check into their app at least 30 minutes before the exam. And then a few notes about the testing app itself, so that students and families can feel comfortable and confident that it will be a great experience. The testing app keeps the students from losing their work, even if their internet goes out. So that's something to be aware of, along with the fact that all answers can be done digitally in the app. There are no handwritten responses on the digital exams this year. And then students can request a makeup exam if they experience any unavoidable test disruption. So we want to make sure that the goal is to encourage and support students in showing their best work, in showing the knowledge that they have learned in the classroom on the AP exam, and being able to put their best foot forward, regardless of whether they are going to be completing the exam digitally or in school by paper and pencil.
And what kind of device is recommended if you're going to be taking the exam digitally? Should it be on a laptop, or will a tablet, or I'm sure a phone is probably, the screen is too small, but some people, that's what they may think about using as well, since there is an app that can be downloaded.
Absolutely. We want students to use a laptop or Microsoft or a Chromebook, a managed device Chromebook from their school, so that they can make sure that they are ready to go. We want students to know also that at this point, the iPad is not supported. However, and so students should only test using a laptop or a desktop computer such as Mac, Windows, or that school managed Chromebook.
Great. And as far as, because I know that the app is now available, as you said, for download. So what else can students hope to find on that app, as along with the administering of the exam? What other resources they can find on that app?
Well, that app allows them to practice, to have a practice session within the app. There are practice questions that are available to them, and just information to get them prepared for what to expect during that testing window, so that this is not an unfamiliar territory for them. So it's a great place to get started. They can fiddle around with information, understand what the expectations and the steps are, so that they are going to lower their temperature as far as being concerned about the unknowns. And we really recommend them to do that as soon as possible, so that they are familiar.
So students have the AP daily videos, the AP daily live review sessions. They have this new testing app they can download. What are there any other resources that are available to students to help them prepare for the AP exams?
Right. There are throughout the year, and I mentioned the AP daily videos are available on at any time on any device through AP Classroom, which is a resource that's available to teachers and they are familiar with. It provides an opportunity for teachers to create testing opportunities for students, practice material, information, and content. Students can use AP Classroom to support their daily experience in advanced placement. And most of our students, well, I'm gonna date myself if I haven't already. The fact that students are so tech savvy, this is second nature to them. So the resources that are available on AP Classroom, they are extremely familiar with. The resources to help them get prepared, to learn additional information, to practice testing and exam questions. That is available within that platform for students as well, along with the AP daily videos and the live review sessions that are happening right now.
And for the non-tech savvy people out there, how can they actually access the AP Classroom? What website do they have to go to?
Right. The information around AP Classroom and the AP exams this year, apstudents.org/AP exams 2021 is the first place, one-stop shopping, to get all of the information, supports, resources regarding AP exams and preparation this year. So
say that website one more time. Was apstudents.org /
AP students. I'm sorry. My Georgia is coming out. apstudents.org /AP exams 2021. Again, apstudents.org /AP exams 2021.
Thank you for that. I'm sure a lot of our listeners will be, if they haven't already, will be going to that site to find out more information on how they can support their students going forward. Well, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this. If you were still
Yes.
a practicing high school counselor, because I know you've transitioned onto a different realm and you're still a counselor at heart, but if you were still a practicing high school counselor, what would you tell your students who express concern and anxiety about the AP exams?
That's a great question, because I know many students have anxiety about any exam, and AP provides an opportunity for students. Sometimes they overthink things, but this is going to be a smooth process for students. I would encourage them to be confident in the information that they have experienced in class. Their teachers have done a phenomenal job and continue to do a phenomenal job making sure that students are exposed to the right content at the right time that will prepare them for this AP exam. So it's important that students absolutely make sure that they are doing their part in looking at the live review sessions, the daily videos, AP daily videos, to reinforce information that they already have been exposed to, so that they're comfortable going into the AP exam and confident that they're going to do fine, fantastic, without a doubt. But do not wait until the last minute. That's really what I would tell my students at this point, is that they can start and should have been making sure that they are preparing themselves outside of their instruction, their typical instructional hours, to practice. Practice with the questions, the review sessions that are being provided by their teachers, so that they're ready for the exam itself, whether it's going to be in person, paper and pencil, or digital. They can do this. They have all that they need. It's right at their fingertips, and they have the time to make sure that they meet their goals.
Sharpen the saw time. What advice would you give to your fellow high school counselors out there in how they would advise their students?
First and foremost, I would ask that the counselors who are advising students to make sure that they are up to date on all of the information, the content around what's happening with advanced placement and the advanced placement exams. Go to the resources. Professional development is available for counselors at collegeboard.org/counselors. There are a series of webinars, series of support that can get them ready and understand how they can best support their students through the information that they have available to them. So that would be my Sharpen the Saw moment. Please, counselors, make sure that you understand the information that's out there so that you can share with your families and students, and that's at collegeboard.org/counselors.
We'd like to thank our guest today, Dr. Lauri Benton, Senior Director for Counselor Community Engagement at the College Board, for coming on our show today.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Once again, my name is Kevin Boston Hill, and thank you all for listening to Instruction Discussion right here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.